Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tailan Tea video. Today I'm bringing you another Bitterleaf tea. This is Natural Habitat 2025 Spring Huazhuliangzi Raw Puer. Hopefully I pronounced that right, probably didn't. But first we'll start out reading the description, tell you about the prices, we'll show off the leaves and the cake, talk about smell, and we will go into tasting. So feel free to skip around, I will have all the timestamps available. Coming from a pristine, left-to-grow environment in Huazhuliangzi, our 2025 natural habitat shares many traits with nearby Mengsong and Naka teas. This includes a pleasant bitterness / kuei mineral sweetness and crisp fragrance. Some fruit notes can also be picked up, with a slight peachiness coming to the forefront in its early years. Compared to other villages in the region, we find this tea's very approachable alternative, but without sacrificing character. The texture is also quite smooth, making it a well-rounded and balanced tea. As with several other teas we've offered, this one highlights the impact and importance of a clean, natural environment and offers an excellent experience for both new and experienced drinkers. It goes for 15 cents a gram, picked March 28th through the 31st, 2025. So for a sample, $4 for 3 7 to 8 gram Dragon Balls. For a cake like I have, it is 200 grams, that's $29. And for a kilo, a tea, which is 5 200 gram cakes, it is $130. So all in all, in my opinion, very reasonably priced for what you're getting. Here's just their photos they have on their website. Of course, I'll link this website down below. And getting into the artwork, it looks beautiful. It's a bunch of different butterflies. It's called Natural Habitat, so I guess that's fits with the name, with the theme. And let me just get it out of the bag. I'll tell you about the smell and we'll show you the leaves. Alright, I have it out of the bag. Here is the packaging. Really nice colors. I think it looks pretty. The back has this purple, blue. Looks like they got butterflies all over the wrapper too, so that's pretty cool. Pretty nice one to look at. Put them off. Leaves look nice. Nothing crazy. Fresh raw pour. Pretty green. Got some golds, some whites, yellows, all sorts of different colors. Let me smell off the cake. Smells nice. There's quite a bit of a floral fragrance to it. A little fruity, a little sweet, very floral. Definitely vegetal. Definitely can tell it's quite fresh still. But yeah, I'm sure it'll smell quite a bit stronger once we get some water on it. So let me pick off of this cake. I'll try to get about 8 grams, and we will brew right under boiling, so probably between like 206 and 210 Fahrenheit. Alright, here's my 8 grams on the dot of picked off leaves. I think I did pretty good this time. I didn't get too much powder. I kept them pretty whole. Maybe it's how it's compressed, or maybe the practice is working. Let's see if I get a better smell off it now. About the same, a little more herbal maybe. So not a ton of smell. I think the bag overall had more smell than the cake directly. Wonder why that is. Because it is pretty fresh. So, and I've kept it in the bag and kind of just, I guess burped it, like open the bag every once in a while, every week or so. But 8 grams, and we'll be going in slightly under boiling, like I said. So right now it is sitting at 210. And we'll be doing that wash as quickly as possible. Just wetting the leaves, waking them up a little. let's give these wet leaves a quick smell. Smell good. Not a huge change to the smell, just a little more magnified. If anything, there is a bit of a change. It's a little more grassy, a little more sweet and like hay or straw like. But there's definitely a sweetness in there. It's quite nice. I think it needs that to balance it out. From the sound of it, this tea will be have some bitterness, some mineralness, some minerality, and then that sweetness and maybe a bit of fruitiness. So definitely sounds interesting. But here's the liquid of the wash. It looks nice already. And we will go straight in with that first steep. We'll go for, I don't know, roughly 10 seconds this time. And temp is 206 Fahrenheit. Quite potent smelling. It's definitely filling the room. All right, there's the first steep. There's the wash. Doesn't look too different. Looks about the same, I'd say. All right, poured out that wash. First steep, looking nice golden orange color. Pretty relatively clear. No muddiness. No fog. Not. I don't think it's too foggy looking. And a few specks, but overall looks real nice. Real beautiful color on that. All right, we're gonna taste that first steep. Quite a subdued flavor. Quite mild. Definitely getting a lot of that minerality, and then a very, very mild bitterness on the front end that goes away pretty quickly, and on the back end getting that sweetness, and in the middle I'm getting a little bit of a almost barnyardy hay like smell and taste. It's not a bad thing. It's interesting. It's kind of like I've had a couple aged pours that have that flavor, kind of like a hay barnyardy kind of vibe going. Usually they're aged, but this one's a fresh one. Got a lot of hay going on. It's interesting. But body is I wouldn't say full body, but it's in the middle for sure. Very, very slight mouth drying and astringent effect, but not too much. It's very mellow on that. Like compared to, I don't know, Naka Beauty or a couple other Naka pours I had, because they compared it to Naka. Like the bitterness on this is very minimal. It's really nice and pleasant, balanced, I'd say. And I could use the term, I guess, brisk. It the flavor kind of just goes away in your mouth pretty quick. It doesn't really fill the mouth or fill the palate. It's in. You get a lot of minerality, those hay notes, bitterness up front, sweetness in the back, and it goes away. It's pretty nice so far. I'm gonna do a second steep. All right, here is that second steep. Steeped it at 210 Fahrenheit. It's been going for 10 to 15 seconds. We'll air right in the middle. Oh, quite a few specks made it in that one. No biggie. Overall, it's gotten a little cloudy. No muddiness, obviously, because it's not little bits and pieces. Pretty relatively whole leaves, right? But it looks nice. Color looks beautiful still. It's definitely deepened up a bit. It's a more deeper gold orange for sure. All right, I'm going to taste that second steep. That barnyardy hay flavor I was getting the first steep a little bit is kind of gone, and I think I was mainly getting it in the smell. And it's definitely not as present in the smell now. Now I'm gonna say it's a little bit astringent, slightly bitter, good amount of vegetal. Yeah, so still bitter up front, a little bit astringent and a little bit mouth drying, sweetness in the back, and it's still quite crisp or brisk or whatever you want to say. It just kind of goes away quickly. That bitterness does linger a bit, and there is that sweetness on the back of the tongue at the end. This smells pretty nice. Smells get some minerality in there, some astringent kind of smell, some vegetal. I like it. I don't think I'm really getting any fruitiness. It is a very clean tea, though, I would say. Clean, brisk, crisp, whatever you want to say, whatever descriptor. But it's good. It's very mild bitterness. So if you are someone who is new to maybe raw puer and haven't had a bitter tea, this might be a good starting one to kind of introduce yourself to a little bit of bitterness. Some of the raw pours out there can be quite bitter. I've noticed companies like Crimson Lotus are really bitter, and there's definitely some really bitter ones out there that exist that I've had. To each their own. It's not necessarily my thing, but I don't dislike it either. It is what it is. But this one's nice. It's very I don't know. Reminds me of spring. Just very vegetal, very like slight amount of bitterness. It's very balanced, I'd say, between the sweetness and bitter. Very moderate body. It's a good tea. Not one of my favorites, but it's definitely could be a nice daily drinker for a lot of people out there. Pretty decent price, and it's pretty easy to drink. Honestly, it's tasty and. Yeah, not bad. So if you're looking for something that's kind of crisp, some mineralities, a little bit of bitterness, and just pretty easy to drink all around, this would be a good raw pour for you. But I think that's all I got for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more tea content, and leave a comment. Thanks for watching. See ya.